Hey, it's Bethany from Ludlam Family Farm. Today we're going to talk about something that is a little controversial in the chicken community, and that is free-ranging versus caged chickens. One of the reasons it's so controversial is because of the risk of predators. So many of my most asked questions have to do with free-ranging and viewers wanting to know about predators and how I keep my chickens safe. So I'm going to cover all of that in this video and share all the things I do to keep those risks down. We bought our property 3 years ago, and shortly after moving in, we noticed that we had a tick problem. Depending on where you live, you may or may not deal with ticks. Ticks love tall grass and wooded areas, and when we first bought our property, we had quite a bit of land to clear. We started off by clearing a section of our property, and I think that sent a lot of the ticks up closer to our home. The ticks were so bad that year, and I knew we needed to do something. Most people use guinea hens, but Hunter didn't really want to get them because they can be really loud and annoying, so we decided on chickens, turkeys, and ducks. Since pest control was one of our biggest reasons we wanted to get chickens, free-ranging was the plan all along. Hunter built a coop and we ordered our first chickens. And depending on where you live, the types of predators will differ. We have foxes, raccoons, skunks, coyotes, snakes, hawks, and eagles. Getting baby chicks and free-ranging went really smooth for us our first year until winter hit. One morning, we woke up and lost 6 of our hens to foxes. We were devastated, and we knew we had to make some changes so that this wouldn't ever happen again. And since then, it's never happened again. The first thing we did was get more dogs. We had 2 Great Danes at the time, but they were getting old, and we knew that we needed some younger dogs that would enjoy being outside. We got Ollie and Otto just a week apart. Otto is a golden doodle, and Ollie is a sheepadoodle. They both love being outside and chasing each other all over the farm. They're not livestock guardian dogs, so they come in the house as well, and they are part of our family, but having their presence outside the majority of the day keeps predators away. One day, we did get a visitor. This was before we got the doodles. A raccoon climbed over our fence and was looking at our chickens. Our Great Danes alerted us from the door, and as soon as we saw them, we let them outside. I wish I had a video of this, but our male Great Dane, Capono, attacked it, and that raccoon ran off our property so fast. We haven't seen one since. Besides just the dogs, I think having other large animals could play a factor. I know some people keep guineas on their farms because they will alert you. We have cows and goats roaming around, and I think that helps too. Adding electric fence is something else we did to help with predators. I recently did a whole video on this. My favorite electric fencing is from Happy Hen House. I'll link them in the description. They're a great company and I've been really happy with their product. I'll also link the fencing video here in case you want to go back and watch it. Adding the electric fence to a big portion of our property makes it so predators like foxes can't enter, and it also keeps our animals in. It's a great option for raising chickens in a certain section of your property, and it also keeps them safe. I'll share a few reasons on why I love free-ranging my chickens so much, but I'm also going to share with you the cons to keep it fair. My number one reason is just that I think it's more natural and better overall for the chicken. I hate to see anything caged up, and our chickens just seem so happy, freely roaming and foraging our property. It just feels right, and it's so peaceful hanging out with them when we go out on walks. It's also more cost-effective. We planted a pasture for them, and they have access to about 5 acres that they can just roam. In the spring and summertime, I don't technically need to feed them because our farm is full of food for them. I do, however, buy some chicken feed because I don't like them wandering off too far, and throwing them some food keeps them closer to the house. We also give them food scraps all throughout the day, which they go crazy over. Another reason I love free-ranging is it's less to clean. Chickens are dirty and poop a lot. The more they are locked up, the more mess you are going to have, and the more time you'll have to put into cleaning their coop. I'm sure there's several more pros, but I'm going to get into some of the cons now. Free-ranging chickens can lay eggs in other spots, resulting in loss of eggs for your family or business. We've had this happen many times where their normal egg-laying spot will be short, and the amount of eggs we receive daily majorly decreases. And then randomly, one day, we'll find 30 to 40 eggs buried in the most random spot on our property. With those eggs, I'll usually do the sink or float test to see if they are good, and I'll feed those ones back to the animals. If we've had really rainy weather and I'm worried that the bloom has been washed off, I'll throw them out into the wood. If your chickens do this and won't lay in their nesting boxes, that might be a reason to lock them up for a bit. We've locked ours up for a week at a time, and it just reteaches them that this is their home and this is where you lay. Another con to free ranging is that you will always have the risk of predators. No matter how hard you try to prevent, you could always lose some, so you have to keep that in mind. We have been very fortunate this winter, and we haven't lost one chicken. I almost don't even want to say that because I don't want to jinx it, but they are all doing so good, and I feel like we're getting a good rhythm to this whole farm thing. Another con would be that because chickens poop a lot, you're going to deal with poop in places you might not want it. For example, your doorstep or back porch. We just hose it off, but it's definitely something to consider when you're deciding how you want to raise your chickens. It's actually the reason we got rid of our turkeys. They kept perching on our deck, and one loved to sit by our front door, and it would leave the biggest piles. Turkey poo is so much worse than chicken, so I really don't mind rinsing it off. My 3-year-old randomly asked me the other day where her turkeys went. I had gotten rid of them months before, so it kind of took me by surprise. I told her that I'd get her more in the spring, so I guess we're getting more turkeys. I'm going to wrap this video up, but I think you have to look at your lifestyle and the area that you live and see if the pros outweigh the cons. I know a lot of people keep their chickens locked up during the day while they're at work, and they can free range for a couple hours in the evening before dark. In my opinion, if you can safely do some free ranging, it's better than none for your chickens, and it doesn't have to be all or nothing. If you can tell, I really enjoy my chickens, and I love talking about them and making videos on this subject. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you're new here, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. We are always working on new things, and we are documenting it all along the way. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.